Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. I can't believe I am actually excited. Very excited to watch a Chiefs-Chargers game, Perna. But I am, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. This is the final Thursday night football game of the season, and it's between two playoff teams, two division rivals, two quarterbacks you either love or hate. The Chiefs are 11-2. The Chargers are 10-3. It's no-look Mahomes versus look at how many kids I have Rivers. The best part is the Chiefs play the Seahawks after this game, and the Chargers play the Ravens. Both really tough matchups, which I think makes a win Thursday night that much more important. So I will dive into this game like Greg Louganis and give you a few reasons each team could win or lose this game. And if you can, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Liking the video also helps me out quite a bit. That's Good Sports. Also, I'm very excited to say this episode is sponsored by Bombfell.com. It's a better and easier way for you to get clothes. That's BOMBFELL.com. Use my link in the description or just go to bombfell.com/that'sgoodsports to get $25 off your first order. I've been using Bombfell because it's the most convenient way for me to get clothes. And there's no obligation to keep all of the clothes that they send you, nor are you locked in with a monthly contract. Bombfell hooks you up with a personal stylist who picks out your clothes for you, like your wife or girlfriend, without the judgment. And then you have the option to swap out any of the items before they ship. They helped me go from thinking this would be a good look for a dinner date with my wife to this. My new look is great for posing in front of the door, upcoming Christmas parties, dinner, and staying warm by the fire. You can customize how many clothing items you receive, and right now, the more clothes you keep, the more money you save at Bombfell. With the holidays, right now is the time to try Bombfell. Shopping is a nightmare. I can't tell you how great it was to get nice, high-quality clothing picked out by somebody else delivered to my door. And you have 7 full days to try on your clothes at home and send them back if you're not 100% happy. Again, bombfell.com/that'sgoodsports for $25 off your first order. Bombfell, open and close. Now, right off the bat, I think the Chiefs have an advantage. Not just because they're probably a little bit better of a team than the Chargers, even though LA has become everyone's favorite AFC team over the last couple weeks, but because they are at home on Thursday Night Football, which, if we've learned anything about the NFL, it's that home field advantage is huge on the short Thursday night week. And that Kirk Cousins' $84 million guaranteed contract was a Ponzi scheme so great that Bernie Madoff accidentally shanked his cellmate in a joyous celebration while watching the Vikings crumble against the Seahawks. Now, if you listen to the That's Good Sports podcast on iTunes or my second channel, That's Good Podcasts, then you know my co-host, Will Keys, hates Patrick Mahomes with a passion. He has gone to great lengths to discredit Patrick Mahomes. And I have humored him along the way, but after what he did to the Ravens and what I witnessed him do twice against the Broncos this season, I don't think there's a situation you can put Mahomes in that forces you to think he doesn't have a chance. Except maybe as a contestant on The Voice. Now, he's impressed me the most in close games, in games that he didn't throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns and 350 yards. He's the most impressive first-year QB I've ever seen, and I hate to say that. The Ravens almost beat him, and the Broncos almost beat him twice, and in those games, he did some John Elway-type shit. It's the 48-yard pickup on 4th and 9, where he throws across his body to the other hash. Mahomes could smoke hash and still throw hash to hash with ease. I can barely figure out how to access my DVR when I smoke hash. That baseball arm he has is the best gift given to the city of Kansas City since fucking barbecue was invented. It's throwing with his left hand. It's converting first downs after being backed into a 2nd and 30 like he did against Denver, or a 3rd and 16 like he did against Denver. Everyone was just waiting for defenses to figure him out. And they have. Their conclusion, he's the best quarterback in the NFL this season. So how on earth can the Chargers beat him? Air the ball out. The Rams and the Patriots showed you how to actually beat the Chiefs. And it's not this smart, play great defense, run the ball effectively like the Broncos and Ravens tried to do. No, you sling the fucking rock to save your life like you're Jay-Z in the 90s, and you score as many points as humanly possible against their shitty, and I do mean shitty, secondary. They've given up more 20-plus yard plays than any other team in the NFL. The Chargers, on the other hand, have a pretty good secondary, giving up a 7th best 224 yards per game through the air, so they may be able to slow the Chiefs just enough to win a shootout. These two teams played week 1, and Philip Rivers threw for 424 yards and 3 touchdowns. There's not a QB on this planet who would be more excited to pay homage to Air Coryell on Thursday Night Football than Rivers. When your 9th kid is on the way and you drive in California traffic from San Diego to LA every day to go to work, nothing can surprise you on the football field. Plus, I've seen Philip Rivers come into Denver and beat Peyton Manning on Thursday Night Football. The short week doesn't bother him. Again, fleeing a house with a pregnant wife and 8 kids is the only thing that keeps him alive. I do believe Rivers can keep up with the Chiefs on the scoreboard. Statistically, he's having one of his best seasons ever. And between Keenan Allen, both Williams receivers, and the trusty vet Antonio Gates, I'm not worried about the Chargers' air attack. I also think cornerback Casey Hayward can cover Tyreek Hill, and Desmond King might be the most underrated slot corner in the NFL. The only guy the Chargers probably don't have an answer for in coverage is tight end Travis Kelce. Unless, of course, they use their Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate, safety Derwin James, to cover him and knock the shit out of him. 2 things he's very good at doing. Although I hope not, since I'm playing in my fantasy championship with Kelce on my team. Very conflicted. The real issue for the Chargers might end up being their running back situation. Melvin Gordon is probably not going to play, but you might be like, hey, Austin Ekeler and Justin Jackson have been great. Which is true, but Ekeler is also most likely out with a neck injury and a concussion. No big deal, just his brain and the thing that keeps his brain from rolling down his back like a bowling ball. Justin Jackson has not had more than 8 carries in a game this season, but in weeks 13 and 12 he averaged 8.1 and 7.9 yards per carry. Could he gash the Chiefs' defense, which is allowing close to 128 rush yards per game? Yes, but he's no Melvin Gordon. Well, yet anyway. Yet, Justin. I'm wrong and I'm sorry. If the Chargers do have a hard time rushing the ball, then the thing that nobody mentions when they talk about the Chiefs might be the determining factor in this game, their pass rush. I saw Dee Ford wreck the Broncos in October, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Ford has 11 sacks this season. Justin Houston is finally healthy, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception, all in the last month. And then there's Chris Jones on the defensive line, having his 2nd great season in a row, 11.5 sacks this year, also a pick and 2 forced fumbles. The last time Jones didn't have a sack was week 4 against the Broncos. And if he gets one in this game, he will tie DeMarcus Ware and Simon Fletcher with 10-game sack streaks. Ford and Jones have combined for the 2nd most quarterback hurries this season, behind only Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham. The Chiefs' defense does have flaws though, major ones, but they are 2nd for most sacks in the league with 42 and are tied for 1st with 18 forced fumbles. They can give up big plays as long as they keep making big plays. Giving Andy Reid more opportunities to score with that offense can carry the Chiefs all the way to the Super Bowl. Both the Chargers and the Chiefs have been without one of their best defensive players most of the season. Eric Berry for Kansas City may or may not play Thursday. Even if he does, I'm not sure how effective he will be. Joey Bosa will be playing in his 5th game of the season, and in 4 games, he already has 4 sacks and 12 quarterback hurries. Those 12 QB hurries put him at 5th most on his team. Bosa, plus that secondary, are the reason I picked the Chargers to finish 1st in the AFC West to start this season. before the season started. That's who I picked. Now, Thursday night, I think we will see who is primed to make the most noise in the postseason. I'm picking the Chiefs to win at home 34-30. Now, I think the Chargers have benefited from an easy schedule this season. I think they got very lucky against the Steelers in that win 2 weeks ago, and I am concerned about their depth at running back heading into this game. However, if LA Diego keeps this close or wins, the Charger hype might be very real. And the reason they could be a bigger threat in the playoffs than Kansas City, well, one, they have basically played away games all year long, and two, with the return of Joey Bosa and a kicker who can actually fucking kick, RIP Young Hoku and others, that really makes the Chargers one of the more well-balanced teams in the AFC. Michael Badgley, kicker for LA, was named AFC Special Teams Player of the Week and booted a 59-yarder against the Bengals. I think longest in Chargers history or some shit. I think this is gonna be a great game. And Chiefs fans and all 7 Chargers fans here, you should take my enthusiasm for this game as a giant Saquon Barkley thighsed compliment. And this just in. This game may be decided by a just in. Justin Houston or Justin Jackson. Those are the X factors.
I'm young and I'm underpaid.
Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Brandon Perna. You can follow me in those places. And there are videos on the screen right now, more football videos. You can click to watch those. Waste some time at That's Good Sports. That's my new slogan. Waste all of your time at That's Good Sports.